So let's see what we can achieve in the library. So the idea is to pick up Oscar and then to go to his house, which is supposedly haunted. Maybe Stella is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. Your thoughts jump to the ghost books you've read over the years. So often, the ghosts in stories are metaphors for something else. Are real ghosts metaphors too? Enter the library. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Hey, Oscar, are you back yet? Shh, you can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. What is he wearing? Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay. Yeah, it went okay. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout. Reese wasn't feeling up for a longer hangout, unfortunately. I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. It just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video camera, salt flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches, and candles for rituals. Well, she did come prepared, didn't she? And you've got your spectre-sniffing compatriot at your side, too. This nose can sniff out any ne'er-do-well we might find, whether spirit or scoundrel. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Excuse me? I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying, and after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Remained silent. I admit I did get a little caught up in the whole supernatural atmosphere of that place, but those sounds were definitely from the rocks shifting before the collapse. I mean, that's the whole basis of the Tommyknockers myth. It's well documented. Yo, don't rush off Ghostbuster without Zane. No way was I gonna forget your promise, Stella. Oh my god, that's the guy from yesterday. Zane, glad you could make it. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now, let's go mess with some ghosts. My oh my, this certainly is a lot of humans for one little old ghost hunt. I do hope this means my dear Stella will be safe this evening, and that whatever foul creatures lurk in the shadows choose to prey on someone else. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. Oh, hey, human. Kick ghost ass, okay? I miss my special tree. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Looks like the sun is almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Hey! There's no way you're doing this without me. Rosalina, we talked about this. No, you talked at me about it. I'm sick of other people making decisions for me. I just want to be able to live in our house again. I'm going in there and sleeping in my room tonight, no matter what. let Oscar handle this. You decide it's best to let Oscar handle this. Let the pup come. It's best to give her the chance to face her obstacles head on. Take it from an old soul like me. Rosa, it could get dangerous in there. Just hang out in the library and we'll have this taken care of in a few hours. I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. If Zane is coming, I have every right to be there too. She's got a point, Mr. G. You're right. I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets to be too much and you want to leave, okay? Thanks, Dad. Now, let's get our house back. Oh my god. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. You can imagine long winter nights reading by the fireplace without a care in the world. Okay, looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. You might want to save your camera for Rosalind's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Oh dear, could someone please warm the air back up? My joints are creaking in this dreadful chill. Wait, is it just me or does it suddenly feel colder? It sure does. I definitely feel that. The temperature gun says that it is actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Wait, Rosa, if the ghost mostly manifests in your room, shouldn't you have seen it? I've only seen the stain. Dad made me switch rooms with him way before we moved out. I wasn't about to let my daughter sleep in a haunted bedroom. I spent most of my nights on the couch before we set up shop in the library. Even if there is something back there, I'm not scared of it. I'm mad at it. Remain silent. Don't antagonize it. I mean, if it exists. Not that I'm questioning you. Spirit that may or may not haunt this house. Good save. You've totally confused the ghost with mind games. Not a bad idea. Oscar, why don't you take the lead? What's the best way to confront the apparition? Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Follow me. Okay, yeah, that's the stain. That feeling again. Like the mines. Like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house. Though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you aren't sure. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Do you mean this massive blood stain? It stinks to high heaven. Weird. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing on the EMF either. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count and it just keeps coming back. Well, we've all read The Canterville Ghost, haven't we? It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping in here. Let's get scientific about this. If you scrub the stain out a bunch, maybe that's part of a summoning ritual. If you all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. think you're all focusing too much on cleaning the stain and not enough on what it's made of, which is blood. Ghost blood. Or it's just a rusty pipe leaking all over your floor. I think that'd be a bigger problem than what Callista and Stella are suggesting. Have you all tried ripping up the carpet to see what's causing the stain? The government owns this house. There's no way I'm leaving a big red stain in their carpet. I made sure it was pristine every morning. Besides, I also kind of assumed it was ghost blood, which it is. What if there's something written under there? Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Are we digging? Let me help. This is my area of expertise, after all. Oh dear. You're doing the government a favor, really. Oh wow. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. A hatch. This is even better than finding a message. But there's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about a basement. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, all right. You've got our basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. You all know that last month was super rainy? It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch, so there must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and leaked through the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's as simple as that. It's not mud, it's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Maybe you tested it wrong? It can't be blood, right? Whatever it is, I need to know what's down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we've explored every nook and cranny. Have you considered they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. I'm going for it. You come to Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere inside. What? The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of molten earth. You feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, and each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. Hello? Is anybody here? There's no reply. Look for your friends in Rosalina's room. Whatever just happened was weird, but your friends are probably still in Rosalina's room. You head further into the house. What the fuck? Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Okay. Oh my god! Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Bark, bark, woof, bark. I've lost the ability to speak to animals. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Holy shit, Stella, you scared me. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine, you know. I'm not a child anymore. Stella, are you okay? You don't look so good right now. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone, and you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Just listen. Instead of responding, you decide to stand back and listen instead. Arf, arf! I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Gretchen, can you still talk to me? Silence from the dog. You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you came back for, it's not worth it. Let her go, please. She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. You're alone again in this strange garden. Follow her? You move to follow the narrow path through the foliage. As you step forward, a single door standing solitary in the middle of the garden appears before you. Enter. You walk up to the door and open it. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined. Bloody hell. Your father has left town, Charlie. We're moving to a new house, okay? Play along, okay? You can't come back. We've got to live somewhere else now. But that'll be fun, right? There will be new kids to play with. You can show them the little dolls. Hurry, sweetie. We don't have much time. Your thoughts are pulled to the symbolism in the room. It's possible the spirit is trying as much to communicate with images as it is with words. But there's this pickaxe. It's bloody. They have shot up the lamb. Puppet on a string, ditchling, weird stuff. This is the guy again being borne out on a stretcher or something. There's a similar picture in the library. There's a cross up there. There's a kind of like an angel thingy. Okay. There was a goat's head back in the garden, yeah, and there's a lamb here. Maybe they're there to mark a passage of time. So we're going backwards in time. Hurrying. No, she can't come. I never want you to say her name again. Do you hear me? We aren't friends with the Scarlets anymore. Oh God, they're outside. Are those torches? We don't have time. Charlie, we have to go right now. Rosalina is whisked away, leaving you behind in the empty room. As she departs, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are! This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. Talk. How did you get down here? Followed you in. I'm never very far behind. As he approaches, a smell hits you. Sweating, suffocated flesh with a tinge of the saccharine and stomach-churning scent of decay. Shall we find the end of this little maze? Step into the white void. You walk past the white void. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. There's this black thing over there again. The night feels thick and warm. The insects lively. Their calls are naturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong. Like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Unless your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. Oh my God. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? God, who do they think I am? Whatever happened here must have happened after both the garden and the collapse. Oh God. Listen to the figure. You quietly let the figure continue. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family and what it did to the two of you young ones. Childhood sweethearts, just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? So, Edwardine and Charlie. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for a lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure neither of you were ever happy again. Enoch, who was in the book. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Something tells you that the secret tryst doesn't wind up working out. I remember reading about Enoch. He took over the mines after the collapse in 1918. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the hollow. Kanika Mines handing you something, though her hand is empty. Everything you need to know is on that map. You can identify some of the plants in this room. There's Jimson weed, monk's hood, and what's either Queen Anne's lace or poison hemlock. All of them are toxic. Thank you. I shall do as you say. That's where you'll find them. You need her there, then read what I've written down. And be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. It's trying to get rid of me. It'll have to try harder. What is that one person? Talk. What the hell is going on in this town? I'm sure you'll be able to piece it together soon enough. I'd rather you find out on your own first. That's the only way you can really know who to trust, and then I can finally tell you more. There is so much to discuss when that time comes. What are you? I'm a friend. Do you know the way out? I will soon, but in the meantime, you have nothing to fear. I'm watching over you. Thanks, I appreciate that. Good. I'm glad you've decided to put your fear aside. Well, that was kind of a lie. You continue forward through the uncanny underbrush. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. Those pictures. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and rails. God, this thing up there, and that's Oscar sleeping there in a ditchling and bottles, and it's all terrible, and this woman. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. It's Zane. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small. I'm sorry, boy, sorry. I let my troubles drive your mama away. I'm sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now. It's okay, I forgive you. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn sake Enoch went behind my back. Dad, it's okay. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you will have to do, but please. I know I haven't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. Stand in silence. Damn it, boy. I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for. I promise. He watches Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him. Such theatrics. What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important, but what does any of it matter? Talk. Do you know what he's trying to tell me? Yes, and it's trivial. Don't worry yourself with it. Leave quietly. You move back to the bed to quietly leave through the hole Oscar left behind and crawl through. It shouldn't be hard to find you again. For the first time, you and Wayne enter a new room at the same time. The two of you finding yourselves huddled under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. Yep. They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. It's a gift. Take it. Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the resonant or your little friends. I tried to keep it away from my brother so he doesn't smash it, though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices, you know. You could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. Remain silent. A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, could we go to towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. Quietly let the scene finish playing out. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Wayne can get in another word. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. It opens. You feel a shove from behind and tumble through the hatch. Okay, this one looks different. It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. Eddie? Oh my God. Wayne is gone once again. There is nothing here but you and the howling void. Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes? I'm sorry you died. You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood. Until you do, I cannot die. I want to die, please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. All I ask is for some of your years. To pay for the years that were taken from me. My life was stolen from me. I want some of yours. It's only fair. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years and I will finally leave. You're on trial here, aren't you? Advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself. If you're putting me on trial, you need to give me a chance to present my case. Your plea is met with silence, but silence isn't judgment. Keep talking. You don't need anything from me to move on. Whether you realize it or not, nobody's keeping you here but yourself. I can't give you closure. More silence. Keep going. Why should the sins of our forefathers be passed on to us? Were Charles Shaw's sins passed on to you? In life, did you want to punish Edwardine and Enoch, or did you want to move on and build a brighter future together? A fresh tension bubbles in the air. You're almost out of this. You're losing sight of things. Do you want revenge, or do you want justice? I can help actually right the wrongs of your past, but only if you let me go. The jury box is pulled away as you are brought face to face with the spirits. It's time for your closing argument. After all these years, someone has finally heard you. I'm going to find out the truth of what happened to you, Charlie. You can finally rest because your burdens are now mine. Silence. And then everything fades to black. You come to in a basement, a mound of packed dirt in front of you. Your friends are nowhere to be seen, but Wayne lurks by the stairwell, as though he's been patiently waiting for you to wake up. There you are, and it looks like you're all in one Sybil pauses mid-sentence as she notices Wayne from the corner of her eyes. Come with me, dear. Let's get you home. This was a close call. Make sure nothing happens to her, or there'll be hell to pay. He practically hisses the words. You quietly walk towards the stairs. Sybil lends you her arm as she gently guides you out of the library. You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blowing small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library. I'm gonna peace out, back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. I've got a lot to ponder. See ya, Rosalina. Zane walks off down the road. How were we supposed to know it would be like that? Things have been strange around town, sweetie. It's not the time to be poking... Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so sore. Callisto, is it really gone? Yeah, it's over. You're too modest. It's a considerable feat to reason with a spirit like that. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to make it up to you. To think that ghosts are actually real? I mean, I don't know what hard evidence we have, but we all vividly experienced the same thing. Stella's got to be over the moon right now. Where is Stella? I kind of thought she'd be excitedly rattling off theories by now. Oh, she's just standing there by herself. That isn't like her. Go talk to Stella. I'm going to check in with her. You walk over to Stella. I've never seen anything like what we saw tonight. Absolutely dreadful. And I don't think my dear Stella is having an easy time with it. Oh, hey, Callisto. I'm so sorry I couldn't get you out of there sooner. I'm so sorry, Callisto. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that it'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'll just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I'm honestly surprised she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. I should get going too. It's starting to get chilly out and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night. Don't be a stranger and let us know if you need anything, Oscar. I will. Thank you all. All of you. Again. I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika dear, you haven't been feeling very well. You need to get some rest. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow, Callisto. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. Kanika wearily tracks back to the general store. I'll walk you home after I finish getting Kanika her tea and we can chat about what just happened. I'll just be a moment. You're too tired to say no. Sybil leaves. You make yourself comfortable for a few minutes while you wait. After everything that's happened tonight, the normalcy of sitting on a quiet and empty road feels like a priceless treasure. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty to call your cousin and tell her about what happened tonight. What? Yes, I do mind. She wasn't exactly thrilled to hear from me, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could. Shall we head out for our walk? Time to go home. Go back to the estate. The night feels cold, the crunch of leaves beneath your feet deafening in the quiet wilderness. Let's stop here for a bit. These old bones need a moment to rest. Edwardine killed Charles Jr., but it feels like I'm only scratching the surface of things. What has my family done? Is that what the spirit showed you? Your family built one of the most powerful coal empires in Appalachia. Those sorts of things don't come about without betrayal and bloodshed. These are all assumptions, of course. I'm just an old woman who enjoys her tea, and the Scarlet Empire is far older than these rattling bones. The Scarlet Empire? If you want the bloody details, I'm afraid you'll have to find them yourself. Sybil, what is Wayne? It's like I said, he's just a man. No, he's not. The smile briefly fades from her face. It's not exactly polite to share people's medical history. I may not have taken a Hippocratic oath, but I still respect the privacy of others. That's enough rest for me. Let's carry on for a bit. You and Sybil walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate. One last rest and we'll get you home. There was a stone carving of a goat's head and a pack of wolves in that basement. There was something similar in the mines last night too, a circle of arms in chains. Both of them gave me visions. Was there now? That's quite an interesting development. Perhaps we can discuss these visions over tea. My grandmother had a very special blend that supposedly helped with dreams and visions. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I'll be sure to have some ready by tomorrow. Maybe it'll help us piece things together. I want to talk about this now. Be patient, Callisto. It takes time for the mind to process these things. It'll be far more productive to have this chat after you've had the chance to get some rest. There's ditchlings everywhere. There are. I'm afraid that the spirit you dealt with tonight was merely a symptom of the rot here, rather than its cause. People are unfortunately just going to have to get used to the sight of these things in the coming days. Are you a witch? She laughs, surprised by your question. I suppose some people might call me one, but I'm just an old woman who fancies herself a bit of a healer. Leave it at that. Are we ready to get moving again? I am. The estate shouldn't be much farther. How is she going to get back again? You and Sybil trek through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves on the outskirts of the estate. I'm looking forward to continuing our chat tomorrow once you've had some time to rest. Good luck handling Tabitha. I tried to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you can do with somebody that prickly. Bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Callisto. You've earned it. Sybil heads back through the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha. Enter the estate. You open the door to the estate as quietly as you can to only to find your cousin anxiously pacing in the foyer. She's been waiting for you. I see you finally decided to drag your sorry ass back here. I don't even know what to say. I've told you so many times to stay out of trouble, to keep me posted about where you are, to come home in a timely manner. What's the point of saying it all again? Clearly you just don't care how your actions affect me, and I don't know how to make you care. We need to talk. Now's really not the time. Okay. Oscar's house was haunted by the ghost of Charles Shaw Jr., who was murdered by Edwardine Scarlet. I managed to convince the ghost to move on. Was there a gas leak in the library or something? Do you realize how ridiculous you sound right now? There was like 6 other people there, and they all got possessed. They can corroborate everything I'm telling you. This whole song and dance is getting real old, Callisto. You go out and see something supernatural that I'm conveniently not around for, and then you come back crying about it as excuses for abandoning me? I spent a lot of time with Wayne tonight. Do you think mentioning that awful man is supposed to garner sympathy from me or something? So, you do know him. Did I ever say I didn't? He's a creep from a bad time in my life, and I do my best not to think about him, which has become an increasingly difficult task. What is he? A sick man that you should avoid. If I could get him to stop talking to you, I would. He's not the decent man I used to know. Okay, I keep finding these weird stone carvings and having visions around them. There was one in the mines last night and another one in Oscar's house. Visions? Have you been having seizures? God, please stop running off on your own to a place I can't find you. If you have health problems, you really need to be careful. They've been telling me a lot about our family, and I think we've done some terrible stuff, Tabitha. And all of it is probably in your imagination because they're hallucinations stemming from either gas or, I don't know, your own guilt and exhaustion. City folk love to self-flagellate. Who put them there? You expect me to know? They're probably some kind of ancient artifact, and I'm not an archaeologist. Have you been getting enough sleep? You sound a little delirious. What if they're what's making all of this supernatural stuff happen? I've yet to see any evidence of the supernatural. This feels like a distraction from me being mad at you. Leave it at that. Leave it at that. You say nothing. Are we done then? Great, I'm going to bed. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest, but disaster still looms over the town of Scarlet Hollow. Still, tonight was a good night, and you fall asleep with a gentle, well-earned smile on your face. Okay, so we will leave it here. That was interesting. So there's one more episode that's already available. And I will get to that later. But now I'm going to take a little break. And I hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you soon. Bye.